All right, so what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Behind the Grind. So, I have finally gotten my hands on Doom the Dark Ages, and I've been able to put in a couple of hours playing this game. And, I was initially planning to just go ahead and make a full review directly. However, I just really wanted to get out what I want to say about this game and just kind of talk to you guys about it for a little bit. So, I figured I'd make the decision to start recording and kind of give you guys like my first impressions when it comes to the game itself. Some things that I like, some things that I don't like. And to add on to that, this is also a spoiler free kind of video. It's a spoiler free review. So if you're still thinking about hopping on Doom the Dark Ages and giving it a look, I'd say this is the video for you. I'm going to dive into things that you should be on the lookout for and just overall how I feel about the game since I started playing it. Before we begin, I want to ask you to please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, let's take a moment to thank our channel members for supporting the Behind the Grind YouTube channel. Your help means a lot, and if you're interested in being a channel member, check out the information in the description down below. Thank you. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about Doom the Dark Ages. So obviously Doom the Dark Ages is the newest release from id Software in the collaboration with Bethesda in the newest modern Doom trilogy. So in a different way from the prior Doom games, being Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages right off the bat instantly feels like a different game in general. The reason why I say this is, as you guys already know from if you've even played the game, if you've seen the trailers, this is a stand and hold your ground game. You are equipped with a shield, and the game isn't so focused on you running around and killing everything and flying all over the place like in Doom Eternal. Instead, this game really focuses on clusters of enemies that can be taken out extremely fast to enable one-on-one engagements with tougher enemies. Now, what I mean by that is occasionally during the game, you'll encounter a shield wall of just these enemies that can be killed in a single hit, whether that be with your shield, rushing them with your shield and killing everything in the vicinity, or just shooting a special type of weapon to get their shields to go off. You get clusters of little small troops, but the big fights happen with the big heavy enemies. Now the big heavy enemies all have these huge, like really green parryable attacks that really focus on getting you to parry those attacks and just kind of like engage in a dance motion with these enemy types. So for example, what they'll do is they'll shoot a green wave at you. The green wave means that you can parry the attack, whether it be from a distance, whether it be a punch that is highlighted in green, that means that you can parry that attack. So upon doing that with the shield, you can then get the enemy to enter into what is known as the dazed phase. Now, the dazed phase is highlighted by this little yellow circle that is around the enemy. That means it is safe for you to go ahead and smack that enemy with your melee weapon. Upon smacking the enemy a little bit with that melee weapon, you kind of start all over again, dodging attacks that you can't parry, and then parrying those attacks that are highlighted in green to once again close the distance with the melee weapon or any kind of firearm of your choice. So yeah, the new Doom gameplay is a little interesting to say the least. I will say that when I first started the game itself, it kind of was a little difficult for me to get into the flow of combat. Now, with that, I tried to play this game in the same way that I used to play Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. As you guys already know, in those games, you're generally safer off just kind of blitzing through enemies, just kind of shooting everything, not really caring about getting shot at necessarily. However, in Doom the Dark Ages, while you are a tank, the game was literally marketed as the Doomslayer being a tank, you will die extremely fast if you're not using your shield and kind of holding your ground. This game does not emphasize you necessarily jumping all over the place and being a complete psychopath. You want to hold your ground and defend your position against the incoming hordes of demons. So that's pretty much the gameplay explained. Like I already mentioned, the shield is a brand new mechanic, and with the shield itself, you can do a lot of things. So you can use it for traversal options. There are specific points in the game in which you can throw your shield to kind of bring yourself to the shield, if that kind of makes sense. I don't know how it's like a giant magnet or whatever, or you can use it to destroy barriers. You can use it to hinder the enemies. And overall, I think the shield itself is a pretty great addition. I love the shield. This is definitely my favorite part of the game itself. The parry system and the overall combat usage of the shield is definitely probably the best part of the game. So moving on from the shield and a little bit of that gameplay stuff, let's go ahead and talk about the world and the progression a little bit. Now, the way the world design is kind of implemented within this game is that it's not necessarily an experience that is on rails, in a way similar to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal to an extent. In some of these missions in this game, yes, they are a little more linear, but the main missions are pretty much opened up to the player to kind of do whatever they want. They're semi-open world, and you are given a list of objectives to do. So whether it's go over here and take out these hell artillery batteries, or go over here and close these demonic portals, you can kind of tackle these missions in any order that you want. Now, collectibles and all that kind of good stuff are spread around the world for you to find. And we also have the implementation of a new thing called resources. Now, resources allow you to progress your character when it comes to upgradables within the weapon choice, within your runes for your shield, or within your melee weapons. So finding these amounts of resources within the world, you can unlock better things for your guns, for example, at these things called a Sentinel Shrine. Now, Sentinel Shrines are also hidden around the world itself, and you can use those to upgrade your things. So yeah, when it comes to the world, there's definitely a lot to do. There's a lot to find. Don't worry about collectibles. Collectibles in this game aren't necessarily as big as they were in Doom Eternal, which is just a little negative for me, just because my favorite part about Doom Eternal itself was finding all of these collectibles sprawled around the world. Long gone are the musical albums that you can display in the Fortress of Doom and play some music. You can only find like skins and toys in this game. That's pretty much about it when it comes to collectibles. You can't find cheat codes. There's none of that good stuff, but that's okay. That's just a little gripe of mine. It is nice to see that these toys are back, however. So maybe one of these days, Numbskull or something will collaborate again with Doom and get some of these figures out, because these guys are actually pretty sick. I like them a lot indeed. So just to top off progression, I also want to mention the existence of demonic essence. Now, across the length of the game, you will find certain demons that are very overpowered. Now, these overpowered demons have what's called demonic essence. Whether it be demonic essence for your health, your ammo, or your armor, killing one of these demons, which is pretty buffed and is a hard fight, will upgrade one of those three categories. So it's pretty essential that you go out and hunt them down, just so you can have your things fully upgraded, whether it be your ammo, your health, or your armor. So that's always a good thing. So moving on from the world and progression, I also want to talk about the performance. So if you guys didn't already know, I have a brand new PC. If you're interested in my PC specs, they are in the description down below. But I bought Doom the Dark Ages, and this game runs absolutely amazing on this freaking PC, man. It's been a good time. I've only crashed once, and the reason why I crashed is for some reason my NVIDIA capture software, it gets a little funky at times, so it crashed the game on me one time. But other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to the performance. There's no crashing or frame loss, there's no tearing or stuttering. This is a really well-made game when it comes to performance. And moving on from that, the graphics are absolutely amazing. This is one of the prettiest games I have ever played in my life, and just to experience the world design and the graphical appearance of this game, I can already recommend that you go ahead and check it out. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Doom the Dark Ages, just when it comes to those main things. Now, moving on to my final point that I want to make, my biggest gripe with this game so far, my biggest negative, is going to be the music. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. Mick Gordon was the GOAT when it came to Doom music, and his absence is definitely felt here, dude. Like, this game is not the same without Mick Gordon. The music in this game is actually a huge negative. I I freaking hate the music in this game, dude. When you're fighting demons and you're like blowing shit up and beating them to all hell and stuff, all you hear in the background is this stupid little like bass riff that is just repeated over and over again, and it doesn't really hype you up in the same way that a Mick Gordon soundtrack would. So yeah, the soundtrack in this game is extremely generic. The gameplay is fun. The story is just okay. However, the graphics and the world design and all that good stuff really make this game something special for you to play. Now, is this game as good as Doom Eternal or Doom 2016? That's a good question. I'm about halfway through this game. I'm on chapter 12, and already I like this game a lot more than I do Doom 2016, but I think I still like Doom Eternal a lot more than Doom the Dark Ages. With that being said though, this game is pretty good. I recommend that you go ahead and check it out. And that's pretty much it when it comes to my first impressions. Just later down the line, I'll release a longer form review of this game in the same way I did Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. But until then, that's all I have to say about Doom the Dark Ages. I'm going to go back and finish the game and start working on that review so I can get that out to y'all. So with all that being said, what do you guys think about Doom the Dark Ages? Remember, this is a spoiler-free video, so if you could please keep it spoiler-free in the comment section down below, I would appreciate it, but I want to hear what you have to say about this game. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more content. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, I'd encourage you to join the channel for $5 a month for exclusive perks. Thanks. This has been Behind the Grind, talking about Doom the Dark Ages, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!